episode. We've got the lovely Milan and her boyfriend. We're not too sure who he is, but we're going to find out pretty soon. And obviously, joined as always with Johnny and Nick. Boys, how you doing?
Feeling pretty good, pretty excited to have Milan on today. I don't know about you.
We got new mics this week, which is pretty cool.
It
Um,
sounds so bad. I'll be honest, it sounds so bad. But
We spent
anyways,
200.
let's revert to the guests. In all
yeah,
seriousness, we definitely used and abused relationships to get Sam on. Milan, a good friend for a while, but also the partner to Sam Laidlow. So it's pretty cool. We're pretty stoked to have you on. How you guys doing?
We're good. Yeah. I've actually said no to many podcasts, but this was the first one that Milan asked me to do, so I was like, sure.
Oh
So you
yes.
did whatever you did, it worked. Whatever your plan was, it worked.
Let's go. We got stood up last week because we actually planned to film it last week, and we were like, "Oh no, Sam doesn't like us. He doesn't want to be on." But luckily, you guys showed today, and we're super stoked. And honestly, quite selfishly, regardless, like take the podcast out of it, there's a lot of stuff that I actually selfishly want to ask and find out. So I'm pretty stoked to have you
Okay.
guys.
Cool. Yeah, I was just saying just before we came on, when we were having coffee, I was like to Milan, I was saying, this is so weird because like I still feel like I'm a really young guy in the sport, and like I'm like talking with you guys who are like slightly younger than me, and like I've done like 15 or 16 Ironmans now, something stupid. And damn, maybe I'm not the young guy anymore. So it's yeah,
It is weird though. Like it is actually weird because how old are you? 26 or 27?
26. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're the same age, all basically, and it's pretty crazy what like you've managed to achieve in such a short career, and also like putting aside, you did like the short course for a very short while, and then you like went straight into Ironman, and like the stuff you've achieved is honestly insane. So you feel so far removed from like us, but you in age wise, you're like right there. But I think before we started, we thought it would be convenient. Nick, you. You've got a class you want to demonstrate quickly?
oh yeah, I actually brought something, guys.
Okay.
We're gonna pack it and send it to you guys
So-
after the pod.
I've got a whiteboard here,
Okay.
and I think we need to discuss a way so that Sam, your support crew, can let you know whether you're first or second.
We didn't
So,
have a whiteboard last weekend. That was the problem.
Okay.
Here we go. You got one coming your way.
Nah, so we don't even have to demonstrate. Guys,
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know what currency you use over there, but maybe 10, 15 euro.
Okay.
Hopefully.
No, Richard said he did have one, but it didn't come in the van, and then yeah, we didn't think about it.
I don't know. I think it's just me being really stupid. You know how like when you're in a race, you just suddenly your IQ goes really low. Like you can like if someone asks you to I don't know do 2 times 5 or something in a race, you probably can work it out. I reckon.
So I did say to him the first time I saw him, I said, "Your Jonas is 240 up the road." Like I distinctly remember saying up the road, and he gave me a thumbs up and everything. So I was like, he
Yeah.
understands
2 minute
me.
40 lead.
Yeah, but yeah,
But it was. I mean, I've talked about this story so much. Everyone was asking me about it, but yeah, it was definitely a mind fuck because at some point I was like closing the gap, and I thought I was done. Like I thought I was like
Yeah.
I hadn't trained that much, hadn't done that many long rides, especially, and I was worried about the second 90K, and I could see my powers going down and the splits to Jonas going down. And at that point, I should have really been thinking, oh, like he's really cooked, and I would have like I got it down to 40 seconds, and I should have just like ridden with him. I think we spent the whole ride separate, even though we rode like 20. I think he rode like 20 seconds faster or something, so we definitely could have worked together. But yeah. It's I guess.
But to be fair, that
after-
guy is like wild out of the transition. Like I can see why you would have not seen him because like he sprinted. There was a video that went around him sprinting to his bike. Like I didn't even see him go that fast in short course triathlon, and he's bringing something to the long course scene, which is
but
pretty good to
it's
see.
cool. I think it's good that there's a few of us now that will hopefully like race aggressively, and there's kind of like the old school way of racing with like Patrick and even how the Norwegians race. You know, they like sit in the pack and hope to run very fast, and then you can kind of take a risk and go ham, and yeah, like you did, I guess, in Australia, Jamie, and then yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I think the good thing that is that I think in Nice there'll be a few of us, for instance, that will try to race that way. You know, whether it's Jonas or Martin or you and me. I think the swim for many years it hasn't been important, and now hopefully it will be, because for instance, I was like good enough to lead the swim, but I wasn't good enough to actually like break up the swim fully without completely ruining myself. But if there's like 4 or 5 guys that can help out, then we can definitely, I think, get away.
Yeah. Milan, are you coached by Richard now?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Is he a good coach? Do you think he'll take Nick and I on?
Yeah, he is a good coach. Sam thinks he's too soft on me, but Sam's just a hard ass.
We'll jump into that later, but me and Nick want to come train with you, man. I know you don't see me and Nick as a threat, so I think it'll be great to come train with you, and then do everything we can to make sure you win that gold in Nice, and us just get to be able to witness like your training and stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm not really one of them guys that like doesn't train with my like threats or stuff. It's not. I think some people are like that, but I don't know. I kind of like, even within the circles, like it's like within like I know that Magnus and me like have a lot of the same sponsors, and they're always like, or even with Patrick with Canyon and stuff, and Jan Ferdinand, they were always like super secretive about like some of the stuff that they get up to, you know, and like I don't want Sam, or they were like, yeah, I don't want, for instance, Magnus developed this whole tri-suit and he didn't want like me to have that same material on the sleeves, and I'm like, oh bro, you didn't fucking invent the material, like I can have this material if I want it. And yeah, I just think the best man wins at the end of the day, you know, like it's not.
Yeah.
It's so they can they come and train with you?
Yeah, they can come and train with us. Yeah,
you got the tick of approval.
There's my arm sister.
Let's go.
Yeah, you're both officially invited.
Lovely.
Yeah, I would say all 3, but I'm not sure they'll fit. Yeah, well, I suppose they could stay on my parents.
Yeah,
Johnny's got like no legs, so he can't actually come.
I'll hang with the coach probably.
Okay. Nice. But so how long before Nice are you guys? You're both qualified, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, we've been somehow, but we've been actually planning to do like a camp. So I'm doing T100 London in the month, and Nick wants to just come over to. We want to like obviously do like a proper camp into Nice, and then we were planning to do one by ourselves, maybe inviting Jonas, but then like I actually pitched that idea to Nick. I was like, I know I'm good friends with Milan. Maybe she can twist Sam and get us to come train with him. So now that you invited us, we'll be there, man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure how. Yeah, Jonas would probably just bury you guys into the grave. Yeah. I've heard he trains a lot, and if there's one thing I've learned this year, is that it's more about just showing up healthy. You know, I think we're all pretty talented, or we've like to get to this stage in the first bit, and then I've found that in the major championships, like if you just want it too much, then it kind of bites you back, I guess.
Yeah. I must say, dude, like watching your race this weekend, I remember like I was texting with you in the beginning of the year when you were going through like your shit, and like I felt like I was more emotional for you. Like you seemed so composed after the race. Like, did that race like mean something to you? Obviously, it meant something in terms of like coming back, but you seemed like, I don't know, you seemed very composed. Is it like a race that like really moved you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a race that you want to experience once in your life. It's really like amazing. It changes your perception of triathlon in general. Like there's some proper die-hard fans there, and a lot of them. And what like Felix and his team are doing are just like they're bringing what triathlon is to a whole new level. And but then to be honest, I was kind of in a really good state of mind beforehand, because I was just so happy to be able to train and be healthy again. So yeah, I had this thought in the back of my mind that I was like, if I knew that leading in these last few months, I'd really like made it priority to be healthy rather than fit. And whereas, for instance, Kona, I was like, my priority was to get fit. You know, I didn't care if I was overtrained. I just wanted to do some big weeks and see some good numbers. And in reality, I think probably the last 2 weeks I was just like, because I spent a whole month there in Kona, and I think I did too much. I was doing heat training, but then training in the heat, and like it was just like the first 2 weeks in Kona, I was like amazing, and then the last 2 weeks before the race, I could just sense that I was like struggling to recover, but I was still like insisting. You know, like when you just for your morale and your confidence, you just want to like tick the box. And I think that's one thing that Roth really made me understand, is that you can really, like, it's not about ticking weeks training. You know, there's muscle memory is definitely a thing, and it's more about just, yeah, I guess doing decent sessions and not killing yourself. But so much of our training, it made me realize how much of our training is useless. You know, like just doing, I don't know. When you come from short course, there's this like belief, and it's yeah, that you just have to do loads of hours, you know, and I honestly don't believe that's the case. And I'm not faking it when I say that I average like 10 hours a week since the start of the
This is
year,
music to my ears, boy.
Yeah. Great.
All the age groupers.
Mate, half the pros are stoked. This is great.
You
news
guys,
for us.
you guys love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like that's what I've always liked about Ironman, is that I don't believe I feel like the shorter the event, the more it's about talent, and then the longer the event, the more it comes down to also like other factors, and how well prepared you are mentally, or like how I feel like in long distance there's so many other parameters, you know, like Blumenfeld can show up to Kona and have the best numbers in the world, but that doesn't mean he's going to win the race, you know. And then, for instance, Patrick, who would get obliterated by Blumenfeld in all three disciplines, manages to win the race, you know, which is cool, you know, that when you're standing down on an Ironman start line, literally anything could happen.
Yeah. Milan, is Ironman on the cards for you? Watching your boy do it?
No. I've said this whole time that I'm never doing one, and after last weekend, people said to me, like, surely after seeing Roth, like, you want to do it. And like, Roth was the most amazing experience. Like, I went to the Olympics last year, obviously, and watched that, and I think it like tops the energy of the Olympics. Honestly, it was like something I'd never witnessed before, and like, you can't even describe it. I feel it's just like this energy and vibe you get, which I like thought about it riding today, and it gave me goosebumps, like riding.
That's sick.
It's crazy, and I really think that anyone that
So
has the
basically,
opportunity,
she's doing Roth.
I'm happy to go and watch again, but I'm not doing it. No, it's just
I don't know, like
explain it.
Yeah, I did the Olympics, and even a simple Ironman event, as it was a much, I don't know, because also regardless of the sports and taking everything outside of it, like, you're on the course with age groupers, they're all cheering you on, and also that, like, just to complete one is pretty difficult. Looking back on my short course career and the Olympics, you know, I thought that was really like the pinnacle, but I mean, maybe biased, but now that I'm moving to the long course stuff, I think obviously once I do the Nice and the Kona, I think that is, I can, like, I don't know, in terms of the pinnacle of our sport, it's always a debate, but like, I'm far more enjoying. So I was quite interested to know, like, obviously you're doing the 70.3s and halves now, but do you miss the short course stuff?
No, I just think it has a completely different vibe. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like this whole short course world is very, I think, intense and like so drama filled. I don't know. Like, you go to a long course event and everyone's so friendly, and like even like your competitors, like, it's just so different. But Roth was super special. Even like on the bike course, Felix, who runs the event, was like, I saw him going to every aid station, because there were 7,500, 7,500 volunteers. And he went to every aid station on the bike course during the bike and said thank you to all these volunteers. Like, that in itself to me, it's just a different level of.
Coming back to the Olympics, I agree. Like, Paris is actually where we met, but it's also first time.
We'll get into that. Don't worry.
Yeah, first time watching the Olympics, like, full stop for me. And same in my head, like, I was like, damn, this is like. Before going there, I was like, I can't wait to go. It really is like the pinnacle of sport and stuff. And then, like, just seeing people win and have a bad day, and because obviously I know like quite a lot of triathletes, but then even like other sports, and you're like, there's so many so many medals getting dished out. You know, so triathlon, okay, there's only one, but in fucking swimming and athletics, there's so many, and it was like, but even to see the triathlon, it was like this whole build up, and then we're watching it for whatever 2 hours, a bit less, and then that's it, and you're like, okay, was that it? You know, and I felt like that about. I really felt like that after winning the World Championships. I'd literally spent like my whole life dreaming about that moment, and then it's like this like you see it here, and then but actually it's just a day. It's not even a day. It's like the moment of you being happy is like whatever. It's the 20 seconds of you crossing the finish line, and then maybe the 3 hours afterwards, you know, and then them 4 hours, like they're just on the calendar and they go behind you, and then they're just behind you, and you're like, oh, like okay,
Yeah,
and
so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into the deep stuff, I want to know, you could just say yes or no, because maybe you're not the type of guy who wants to say. But as me, as an aspiring triathlete, I want to know, once I get to your level, am I making 6 digits on a day like Roth with everything included?
I don't work in digits or 6 digits. Is that like over 100k?
Yes.
Is that
Is it
over
close?
100?
Yes, babe.
Yeah, it's over 100.
Yeah. Oh, basically,
Easy.
basically, as a rule of thumb, it's like 7 digits if you.
No.
if you
One
want.
day, like Roth in itself.
No, but I'm saying like if you win the world champs, then like unless you're completely unmarketable, but you're the opposite, Jamie. Let's be honest. So
Nick's unmarketable.
you'll be making 8 digits if you win the world champs. Yeah, it's. I think as a rule of thumb, I always got told it's 7 digits. Like if you win Kona, not on that day, but like from contracts.
Yeah.
As a yearly, and then but
That's sick.
some contracts and bonuses and stuff. Yeah, Roth is.
I feel like
Roth is an important one for the brands, to be honest.
Yeah, I just think that like I asked that question firstly just out of interest, and then also I think it is a good like point to talk about, because there's going to be so many youngsters that tune into this episode, like especially from South Africa, where they're like, okay, deciding if I'm going to pursue triathlon or not, and like, yeah, you can look at the, what was it, like 30,000 that they give out, and you're like, all that for 30k, but like it is good to know that there is so much more you can get from it. But yeah, that's another question. And boys, you must just ask when you ask. I know I ask a lot of questions, so just jump in when you want. But a question from my side to Sam is, like, you obviously, like, there's two sides. Like, I feel like your career has been so short, but there's been like such a big contrast between like prior to, I would say, coming second in Kona, or second or third in Kona. Second. Yeah. Prior to coming second in Kona, like, I wouldn't, like, you had no like major results, like no one was like, it was you had no sponsors, these sorts of things. Then kind of like overnight you got all these sponsors, and then like you backed it up in Nice, and now you're a household name, and you know, all these sorts of things. Do you ever like look back and say, like, what is harder, being the underdog with no support, like not having the aerodynamics but having no pressure going into races, or now being like this new guy who's got all the support and resources in the world, has a house, has all these watches, these things, but you marked in every race, and like you have all this pressure? Because like, I don't know, like I sometimes look at it like, okay, like let's say for example, you raced this weekend and you came third or fourth. That's an incredibly good result, but like everyone
But
would still say,
the sponsors wouldn't be happy. Like
and everyone would be like, Sam's not there yet, like Sam's done. And it's like, it's wild to think, because you've created like this, you've created the standard for yourself. Now anything that you do below that is subpar. That obviously plays on your mind? So do you ever look at the two and be like, obviously let's take money out of it, because obviously being comfortable is great, but looking at the two, like, which is easier to race, being the underdog with maybe a slower bike and these sorts of things, or being the new dog, like the main guy with all the stuff, but then having all that pressure?
It's a really, really good question. And it actually makes me think of, so when I came second in Kona, as you said, kind of like my life changed, let's say like financially, and even in terms of kind of the pressure that the brands and stuff that I felt from my sponsors and everyone around. And then I was still training with like Arthur, who hadn't quite made it yet. And I remember that whole winter, I was just traveling to meet different sponsors. This was like that first phase of my career where I was trying to see who I really wanted to work with. So I was like visiting different bike companies and shoe companies and stuff, and like it felt like the whole winter I like couldn't train, and like Arthur was just at home like training and like living like a monk, and I almost like envied him at that point, like envied just like him having quite a simple life, because actually what gets you to the top level is having a very simple life, you know. And I think the best athletes in the world manage to really prioritize that, and that's what's really difficult, because you want to make more money, you want to win more races, and you want to be a household name. But also, actually, I think what brings us joy is first and foremost feeling strong and healthy and fit. And to have that, you need to have a simple life. And I think that's what's made like the Kipchoge so good, you know, and that's what's made, I don't know, even Kilian Jornet, if people follow trail running, like he's the GOAT of trail running. And like after he won UTMB, I don't know how many times, and then there was just too many people, too many sponsors that wanted him, and he fucked off to Norway and lives like in the middle of nowhere, you know, and then he got good again. And it's I think now I find myself trying to focus on trying to find that same feeling that I had when I was a nobody, if you know what I mean. And most of the time my good results have come from just really enjoying my time in the like 4 to 5 weeks leading into a race. I mean, that doesn't always translate to a result, but yeah, I think it's like 90% of the performance. And so, for instance, this year in Nice, for me, it's not about like going to altitude, you know, and making sure my whatever hemoglobin mass is this or that. It's about, for me, it's about enjoying the last 3 weeks kind of before Nice. And so I've invited like 2 mates to like train with me there, and yeah, just try and I also spend a lot of money on simplifying my life, you know. So I make a lot of money, but I also pay a lot of people to do all the shit that isn't like swimming, biking, and running. And sometimes
he doesn't do it much. Like he cooks, he cooks a lot, but he doesn't do much else.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a laptop, and he hasn't opened his iPad in about 6 weeks.
That is crazy. That's so good.
Yeah. But it's important, you know. I think it's. I think a lot of people like. I think a lot of still like pro triathletes, they'll like, let's say they win a race and they earn whatever 10k, and like they won't think of like reinvesting it into their own business effectively, you know. But if you're a businessman, like that's all you do is you reinvest. I'm not saying like you need to put all your cash in that, but like I have someone who helps me out just with the social media side, and just with the YouTube, and just with whatever, you know. It could be fucking mechanics or this or that, and like there's so many things that can make your life easier for you to be able to focus. But you as a when you're starting out, you also have a big advantage on some of the big names, you know, because maybe the Blumenfelds and me and that in Nice will be fucking like crazy busy in the week before the race, you know, and you can effectively come in and lose no energy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Boys, you have something to say, or what's up?
Huh?
Asking if the boys that they have something to say.
I was gonna say that
go.
I think Nick's been living like a world champion recently. He hasn't cleaned his room about 2 years, so really living that simple life, I think.
Yeah. Room takes.
I'm just waiting for the cleaner, Nick.
Yeah, sorry,
You need to come
Mum.
to South Africa with that.
I think I don't know about you, Johnny, but this is really interesting to listen to. Obviously we know Jamie's very eloquent, but yeah, this is really interesting to hear as well from you, Sam, and yeah.
One thing that we should bring out, which I think is the comment that I made on Jamie's post, though I bet him 100k that he wouldn't say. Well, you don't have to give me 100k if you don't, but there needs to be something. But I will give you 100k if you do an extra 100k, because
what?
If you
remember you did a podcast and like you said you were going to win the world champs.
Oh yeah, you were like, oh.
I said 100k, you don't. But I'm just saying. So I'm saying that if you do, that means I owe you 100k. But I'm like, we can make a. You don't have to pay me 100k.
I don't have
you
100k, so I'll give you shirts or something.
But that wouldn't be fair. We need to agree on something. Like if you don't,
no, that's
10k.
no fair enough.
Maybe shave your head.
Shave my head. I already shaved my head when I was 18, bro, and I've got like this Oh,
Yeah.
man, I've got this
I shaved my head when I was 18 as well. So
yeah, there we go, mate. But yeah, we'll think of something because that's a fair enough deal. But shit, I didn't realize how hard Iron Man was until I started doing it. Yeah. Okay. So, what's it called? We want to know how are you staying in France for more? Haven't you been there for more than 90
Oh,
days?
me. Yeah. I just have a visa.
Ah.
Yeah.
What
Which
if
was a
Sam
bit
was
more.
getting Dusty's knee soon?
No.
Damn.
No,
Damn, okay.
I need her.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, that's what
now's the
I was.
chance to get down on one knee on the podcast
Yeah.
and make this go viral.
Please.
Back then.
Yes.
Thumbnail this shit.
Breaking
No,
news:
no.
Sam LAIDLOW proposed.
It's like versus Patrick Lang doing it at the finish of a world champ. So you do it
Oh,
on
yeah.
some shitty podcast.
What's worse?
I think that's why. I think that's why he still has a boner when he finishes. Back to that match.
I would
What-
run
what'd you say,
away.
Sam?
I would run away.
What do you think about what's people's opinion on that? Like, I don't get guys that like use a really public moment to like propose because I feel it just pressurized. It's like, well, people are gonna hate me for this. Like, I just feel like people when they do that, like they're slightly worried that their girlfriend might say no, so they put it in a situation where they can't say no, which is so bad.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. I think I've seen a few like videos of people doing it at the, like in a public space at like a Taylor Swift concert or something, and then they're like, the girl's just saying like, stand up, let's not do this, let's not do this now. I've seen it so many times. But yeah, no, good.
So what's
Then,
next?
like-
What's next for you guys?
Well, I got. Hey, how should I win T100 London? You won last year. I got race that thing.
Man, make sure you tighten them bolts on your bike really tight. Well, not yet. Like,
Wait,
make
you
sure
being serious or just tuning the short course, guys?
No. I'm being serious. With the course is like,
It's like
Oh,
speed
really?
bumps, right?
yeah. If you, like anyone that's got a cockpit which is like a little bit unstable, I would like
Oh
advise
shit,
to.
mine's so unstable.
You can't
Mine's
say that,
so-
Jamie. You've got a bike sponsor.
I don't. No, I don't think yours. What have you got? The fast TC bars or something?
The fast TT, yeah, they're great. Yeah. no,
Hello,
they are
They're
like.
really
No, but it's
stable.
not about the bar. It's not about the bars. It's about the bolts and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
But
I
like,
know.
no, in all seriousness, there's this like, yeah, it's the course where it's really hard to put power downs. It's like either speed bump or corner or roundabout, like just permanently for 80k. So yeah, get good at cornering and not being scared of staying in your TT bars during the speed. There's one straight line which you take, don't know how many times, maybe 16 times, and it's just there must be like 10 speed bumps in a row. You know, them like the little ones, like the little concrete. And every lap, people were like getting out the bars there, and so I was like, okay, this is where I'm going to make my move. I'm just going to commit to staying in the bars, and I was just like bouncing all over the place like this. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not winning though. I've taken like 3 weeks off, but I'll show some face. Yeah.
Wait, I'll just tell you a quick story. I was telling my training partner this morning on the bike. So like 2 or 3 days before London, I was in my room doing a turbo session, and I was so angry because I felt like I was just unfit and stuff. And I was like, my dad just came to check in on me, and I said to my dad, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, what's the point of like racing to come 10th and stuff? I'm just not fit enough, you know. And then turns out I like had my best T100 performance ever. So yeah, you never know.
Damn, this like mode suits you. I feel like it's there's like no pressure because like every single time you've like really performed, except for like Nice, you've had like this kind of like no pressure, and you've just gone in like
but
absolutely
Nice, I had, whether I do it kind of subconsciously or not, but Nice I had managed to take the pressure off myself because I'd had a really shit year up until then, and then I like went to Singapore, got COVID over there, and then which was like 3 weeks before Nice. So I think it's not even. But that being said, I had a lot of pressure from the outside, you know, because if I didn't deliver in Nice, like all these brands that had signed me in Kona, thinking that I was going to be the next big thing, then I was. So I don't actually think it's the pressure from the outside, but it's really linked to the pressure that I put on myself. As soon as I expect a lot from myself, like in Kona, I really expected a lot from myself. I was I was pretty sure that I could like. I trained so that even on a relatively bad day, I thought I could probably like podium or win, you know. And turns out I couldn't. But then so it's more pressure that you put on yourself, I guess, than outside pressure.
Yeah. Who made the first move? Who took the first DM? Or like?
It was you.
Okay, it was me.
He's trying to say it was me.
No.
What are you saying?
Okay, didn't you follow me first? Then?
No.
Okay, it was me.
Yeah, but if someone follows you, Sam, that doesn't mean they like you. You're the world champion.
I know.
Bro.
I really like. She turned down so many like dates and stuff. Like so initially we were in Paris and I was like, "Do you want to go out for a drink?" And she was like, she didn't say no, but she kind of said no. You know, I don't know what she said. And then I was like, okay. And then said, okay, well, like let's just meet at some point during the race. And she kind of said yes to that. But then she sent me her live location, and I reckon she was like deliberately running like I don't know. I don't know what she's doing, but I never found her, and I was like, I spent the whole day with my manager there in Paris, and I was like,
Ronnie running around.
And I was like to Ronnie, I was like, can we just go and see this trick quickly? And poor Ronnie was running around the city with me. We never found her, and then I was meant to take a flight back that night, and it got cancelled. So I stayed an extra day, and then I just happened to go to the Red Bull house, and she was there because she was training with Hayden's coach. So we accidentally bumped into each other then. Then she made it back to Girona, and I only live like an hour away from Girona. And the whole time she was in Girona, I was like, "Let's go for dinner," and she was like, "No." So then I had to fly all the way to fucking Australia. Yeah.
No, but to be fair, I was in Australia at Milan, and she said to me when you weren't there that she's never like met a guy to treat her so well. So, and she didn't have to say that. You didn't say that, Milan. You didn't say that.
Yeah. But that's also, if there are any guys looking for a girl, they need to find a girl that doesn't like really want to be in a relationship. You know, like that does say no. That's hard to get.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree.
They're the good ones. The ones that just like your photos or like send you a quick DM or something. They're psychos.
I was gonna say, I think like desperation in a man really leads to love. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, you're the only single one, bro. What are you talking about yet?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you find someone and you're desperate for them.
Is Johnny single?
Johnny just talks to girls that slide into the DMs.
Okay. Milan's sisters are really nice.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Johnny's,
actually.
I think Johnny's number one thing that he doesn't like in a girl is if she shows interest in him. If she's interested, then he hates it. So any girls out there, just
don't follow me. And don't message me.
And he'll come.
I'll come find you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I love this. Every single week we try to talk to Johnny about his love life, and he always shuts us down and says we can't do it.
Maybe he's just playing it cool, but actually he's like a mass chick getter.
He's not playing it cool. He's just playing. That's all he's doing.
Hold on. Before he gets in trouble, maybe the mysterious someone is listening right now, and Johnny's a great guy and not playing anything.
Yeah.
True.
No games.
Yeah, he looks like a good guy from the 37 minutes of podcast.
Yeah. Sam, do you know when the first time we didn't actually meet, but the first time we saw each other was in Samarin when I was blowing up.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
We never actually met, but I feel like your parents and my parents like spent heaps of time together.
Yeah. But I remember like running and you were already a big name. And then like I was dying because I was in the race before, and then you were like, "Let's go, Jamie." And I was like, "Oh shit, he knows who I am. Sick. Let's go." That's pretty cool.
I was not well. I was a big name, but not for the right reasons. Then I just used to talk like the crap.
Bring it back, dude. We'll be talking about this. We think you should bring it back.
We have mentioned that before.
We got a lecture from his mum and dad after that, so he doesn't do it anymore.
It's not that. It's just that I don't think I haven't got thick enough skin to do that. You know, I think it's like it is fun, but then I don't have to. I was going to. There's like 3 or 4 nights before the race. I was like going to bed feeling so bad for Sam Long because I was like, oh, I've really hurt his feelings, you know. And I was like, I'm not like, okay, I was talking crap, but I'm not actually a bad guy. Like, I thought we were just like having a bit of banter, you know. And when he took it personally, I really struggled. And then I struggled so much that I shat myself during the race.
No, it's crazy. I said on the last podcast, Sam Long's a terrible, terrible swimmer, and that was my quote. So I'm actually kind of scared how he's feeling, but he's a much better bike runner than me. So we'll just.
He's a dad now, so we definitely. I think he's definitely matured, and so have I. But I do. It did like make me understand like how fucking thick-skinned some of these like Conor McGregors and all the like people who talk shit, man, because you really have to not give a fuck what people think about you if you like start talking, you know, because it's if you know it's like that classic thing where if there's 100 comments about you, like, and there's one that's bad, like 99 can be great, but it was still like you're still only focused on that bad one. But I don't know. I now I just want a simple life, you know, as much as possible. I just want a simple life and to be able to ride my bike hard most days. And that's what I like.
You know what our one rule is in our relationship is that we don't ride together because it always ends in a fight.
I actually had a question. Do you guys know each other's pet peeve already? And I assume maybe that's it.
Do we have it? Do we know?
Pet peeve.
What's that?
Like something that really
like something that maybe not like annoys you, but like something. Is it riding together like that turns into a fight?
We don't ride together.
Yeah, but that's not a pet peeve. I wouldn't say. We just that's for we know that we Well, so what happens?
Jamie likes riding with me. We do nice rides together.
Because I don't know what Sam wants.
When I went to Australia and started like I was like kind of in off season, and so we'd ride together, and I don't know. She has this weird thing where like she thinks that I'm like really annoyed like about waiting for her, and I'm like I'm not, because it was my off season. I didn't really care, and so but her way of dealing with that is to be annoyed, you know. And so I'm like, so we finished this ride and she's really annoyed and I don't understand why, and I've just waited for you for 3 hours and now you're annoyed at me. And I'm like, what the hell? So we don't ride together. But no, what's my pet peeve? Probably like she does this thing where like she won't ask me to do something, but she'll like just like, so for instance, like she won't ask me to make her coffee, she'll be like, are you gonna have a coffee, Sam? You know, or like she won't ask me to make eggs, she'll be like, are you gonna have eggs, Sam? Like, just fucking. I don't mind doing things for you, but just actually ask.
That's woman, mate.
She loves everything about me. I'm pretty I asked her this morning.
This is actually a relationship counselling session, guys.
Can we bring Ilsa on next week, Jamie? Because I reckon she could, you know, spill the beans on a few things that you do at home.
Oh, dude, I'm a golden boy. I'm the best. That's
oh yeah. Wait to hear it from her, I reckon.
Yeah.
Nah. Sam, how does it, like, I don't know. I think like we already touched on this a little bit, but I just for myself, who's kind of in the position that you were prior to everything that happened, like I really do look at you as like not like a role model. That sounds a bit weird, but like as someone that's really paved the way for like youngsters to do the Ironman stuff.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Do you actually reflect and like be like, and do you have an answer to like how does it feel to be the person that you? Because from what I can tell, this was like a family dream, and then like you worked really hard for it, and you've I know you haven't achieved the Kona dream, but you're world champion, you're vice world champion, you're now Roth champion. Like you've won all the races, and there's obviously Kona you still want to tick off, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar like feelings to everything that you've already done. Do you reflect and be like, I'm the person I always wanted to be, and how does that feel? I know you've kind of touched on, you know, life doesn't really change. You want to be peaceful, but yeah, do you have an answer to that question?
I guess your motivations change over time. You definitely never feel like, or I never feel anyway, like I'm the person. Well, I don't know, it goes in waves. You know, if you would have asked me this a month ago when I was like, obviously now I'm like on a high because I won Roth and I have confidence in myself again. But literally a month ago, like I was questioning whether I could like be the best again. Yeah, I think one thing that I am proud of is that I never really felt like I was particularly talented, you know, or that I was necessarily born as a like. I feel like some people are really born to be professional athletes, and when I say that, examples I could use would be like the Magnuses or the Blumenfelds. You know, these guys, they wake up and they eat, sleep, and breathe triathlon. You know, and I fully respect that and admire that. But I'm not like that, and I can't. I've tried living like a monk and training like an idiot, but it doesn't work for me. And I think that's what I am proud of, is that I've always kind of kept believing that I could make it, like just by doing my own thing and using maybe other qualities, you know. And I think my brain has got, and when I say my brain, I'm not talking about the mental strength, you know, I'm talking about just making the right choices at the right time in my career. And yeah, I think, as you said, I've achieved a lot in quite early on, but it's also just because I started so early. You know, I was racing French Grand Prix when I was 14, pretty much the youngest guy racing French Grand Prix, and then by the time I was 18, I was like, I wasn't getting much pleasure out of that. And then since I've been 18, I've been just slowly learning the tricks kind of the game. But yeah, now motivations. Yeah, I think winning Nice actually really made me realize it was good in a way, because my dream has always been Kona, and I kind of achieved my dream. So I knew, but I still got kind of one more thing to tick off, and so I got a taste of what it is to achieve your goals, and kind of without actually and there still being something. So it made me realize that there is no point in setting yourself a goal, you know, like, okay, I have to be world champion for me to be happy, because it's so stupid, you know. You don't just, it's not like you've just got that on your CV and that's it, you're happy for the rest of your life. You know, you could still be angry at your girlfriend for not asking to make coffee properly, so for me it's more, yeah, about trying to really embrace even the lows. You know, I feel like I almost find there is a certain beauty to the lows. Like, okay, it can be painful and like and sad and fucking, yeah, you lose all hope. But if there's still that 0.001% that's kind of where you do believe that you can be the best, then just keep going after that. And you know that kind of, if you weather that storm, you'll just come out stronger, I guess. Sorry, that was a bit of a long answer.
No, that was a good answer, Maro. I'm hyped. I got a ride after this, so I'm gonna be hyped for my ride. I'm gonna push my Let's go. Milan, what's next for you in terms of racing?
I'm doing 70.3 at the start of August, and then another one at the end, and then I'll go to Nice for 3 weeks?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Nice 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
Are you qualified for Marbella?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I qualified last year at Sunny Coast, so that was great. Didn't have to worry about that. Yeah.
That's her goal of the season.
Yeah, that's my goal.
So
I've just been training.
So once I've done Nice, I'm a bag bitch for Marbella. I did want to do this race, but I didn't manage to qualify. So.
Did you see T100 or like, I don't know if it's rumors or whatever, but T100 are bidding to be in the Olympics?
I saw that.
Really?
Did you see that, Sam?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Damn, boy, your Olympic dream about to come actually.
Yeah, I was thinking today on the bike. I don't know what made me think about it. I was like, there can't be many people that have won a T100 Roth. No, sorry, not Roth. Yeah, Roth and a world championship, or maybe it wasn't Roth. Anyway, I figured there was just Blumenfeld, Frodeno, and me. It must have been and then I realized that them two both had an Olympic gold, and I was like, well, fuck, I can't.
Oh, but they won a T1. They both, Jan's won a T100, and obviously, they've all done that. Hey,
yeah, I think it was just T100.
Has Christian won a world championship?
Who's won a T1? No. Yeah, he won St. George Ironman World Championship.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be, I don't know. Part of me does think sometimes that I could like help Leo like get a medal. Like I think I could be a good like domestique.
Yeah.
If I like, because I could just fully commit to just getting better at swimming and like just getting really explosive on the bike, and then that would hopefully like, get away maybe from, because Leo's
That would
such a
be
good bike
sick to
rider.
see.
Yeah.
Like if you just went like full ham, 420 watts for 30 minutes of the ride, and Leo was like on your wheel.
Yeah.
That would be cool. If
Because I thought about that in case in case I'm bored of the long distance stuff, but I'm not sure the federation would buy into it, because you still have to qualify, which is definitely not easy, right? Or in France anyway.
Yeah, France is extremely difficult, but like, yeah, it can definitely happen. I think when I was in short course, I was always so like, the bike is so hard. People are talking absolute ass about the bike not being hard, and it is hard in a way in terms of like the surges out of the corners. That's really the tricky part. But the watts is actually, once you move over to the long course and you have to start really pushing, like, I mean, you guys are pushing for half distance, almost 400. Yeah, okay, you're heavier, but like still, that's ridiculous. And then you have to push over 350 in a T100 race, otherwise you would stand no chance. And like, I think people are starting to realize that. And honestly, like, we have to, like, short course triathlon and Ironman are two different sports, and both of them are as equally as hard to win. I think it's actually
but
insane.
that mentality has definitely changed. Like I remember growing up, it honestly used to, like, all the short course guys used to absolutely shit on Ironman. You know, it's like, oh, you go to Ironman if you're not good enough. You know, or in the French Federation, that's what it was. You know, when I said I was like going towards long distance, it was okay. Like immediately, it was because just wasn't good enough to do long distance, short distance, and to a certain extent, it's true. But you wouldn't ask a 100-meter swimmer to suddenly go and do like the open water. You know, like it's totally different. And I do feel there's more respect now, and I think maybe the T100 has kind of shown that, because I think a lot of long distance athletes have also done okay in the T100. But yeah.
In my defense, because I think I'd put my hand up and say I was one of those idiots that said that. But the sport has changed. Ironman has changed in the last 5-6 years. So would you say so? Because that is the only like rebuttal I have. Like, let's say when we were in 2018, 2019 saying that the sport wasn't what, like, if we look at Ross now, and this is no dig on a guy like Joe Skipper, but like Joe Skipper came like 20th. And he said he had a good race, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the landscape is changing so quickly.
I would actually, I think 70.3 has changed the most. I think there was, like, already 4 years ago, like my training partner, like Arthur, he could, like, he was winning X 70.3, and just it was half Ironman was just like, there were Ironman athletes who were okay at going a little bit faster, you know, and now it's just short course athletes that are okay at going a little bit longer. And so if you're not up there on the swim bike, it's I think, and so slowly I think Ironman's getting to that, but there's still I think Frodeno really changed the game in terms of bringing some kind of short course speed to Ironman, and he built his career out of that. But I don't think we're quite there yet, because half Ironman is literally half Ironman is like full gas from the start to finish. You know, Ironman, like, you can try and race like that and finish 18th, like I did in Kona. Or you can, and it's like finding a balance between the two. But the best guys are still like the Blumenfelds and stuff. There's definitely not going full gas on the bike, you know. So and they're still running fast. But overall, as I said, but right before, it's great that there are more and more short course athletes coming, because the swim it used to play such a like negligible role in Ironman, and I think now it's getting to the point where it could actually be really important.
Yeah, but also on top of that, like the racing now is like you got the Pro Series and you got the T100, and like basically it's just making more championship races. So it's almost like the back in, I think, 2020, like where Jan and let's say you, or Jan and whoever, Patrick and these guys would only face once a year. Now you guys are forced to face, or everyone's forced to face each other a lot more. So that's also another aspect of why the racing
this is an issue. This is an issue with I don't like that how it's going to a certain extent. I think there's more and more money in the sport, and which is great, but I think they need to be careful how they kind of give out the money, because what's happening right now, before like Jan's era, and even I got in just in time, but we had a really good balance of earning enough money to have a good living, but still having some freedom in choosing the races we wanted to do. But the more racing there is, sorry, the more money there is, the more racing there will be, because they need the what's the word, the media, and they need to show the sponsors, and so it's like now it's getting like, in cycling or in Formula One, these guys, okay, they earn loads of money, but they also don't really have a life. It's like they'll spend like 250 days a year kind of away from family, and we have this opportunity to have this cool life where you can have your sponsors. And I mean, Frodeno, if he wanted to race twice a year, he could race twice a year. If I really wanted to, I could race twice a year. But I really think that Ironman, I think the sport would be so much better if they put a lot of the money. Let's say right now, the series, they're probably giving out like total maybe 5 or 6 million in prize money. I don't know what the total prize, like through the whole series. If they just put $1 million for the winning Kona, kids around the world would be talking, oh, if I do this race, I could, like, it would literally be huge. People would be talking about it, because the only reason kids want to do football is because they see Ronaldo driving around in the Ferrari. They're not doing triathlon because Jamie's driving around in a G Tour. I'm kidding, mate. I'm sure it's a great start. And
you're driving around in a Peugeot.
I'm driving around in a Peugeot, so all good, mate.
That's so funny. Milan, I saw your sister's arrived. Is she staying there with you guys now for how long?
Yeah. I have my sister and her friend here for 4 days.
4 days?
4 days, yeah. They don't want to see me for that long.
Oh, damn. Where are they going after that?
Say hi, and then she's traveling. But then my other sister will come to Nice for a little bit, which will be good.
And your mom, is she coming at all or no?
No. My mum is one of Jamie's biggest fans.
Yeah, she did say this.
Yeah, I almost stayed at her house when I went to Oz now. Johnny, I don't know, they're frozen my side. Are they frozen your side?
Yeah, they're frozen.
No.
Was this where we're doing rapid fires?
Fully gone.
Yeah, okay, well, Johnny has a few rapid fire questions for both of you.
These are terrible, but I'll pick a few good ones.
Don't sound that rapid, right?
Yeah, no. All right. Zwift or outdoors?
I feel like they're not even online.
Yeah, it's weird.
No.
Oh,
Wait, you can't hear us?
Nick looks so good though.
Oh no. Wait, can you hear us though?
We can hear you, but you guys are frozen. But anyways, just bang
I
it.
can't even
We
hear
can't
them.
hear them.
You got okay? Well, okay, fine. I'll ask them. Okay, sorry boys, you guys are not on, but I can hear them. Anyways, the first rapid fire is Zwift or outdoor? Easy.
Outdoor.
I like a bit of both. I'm sorry.
I feel like you're sponsored, aren't you?
Yeah, I am sponsored, but like lately it's just been like the weeks before I thought it was too hot, so I had to like go into Zwift to just have the aircon on and stuff. So it's definitely cool. Yeah.
Boys, what's the next one? This is so awkward. We have to like relay the questions.
What did you just ask? I was zoning out. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with that audio.
Fuck.
What's the next question?
Is
Night
that
before a race, you sleeping or are you not sleeping?
Night before the race, are you sleeping or do you struggle to sleep?
I'm a pretty good sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were so chill. Yeah,
I fell asleep at 8:40 before I'm off because we had to get up early. So yeah, it was good.
8:40 p.m. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. What's the next question?
Dream training partner, dead or
Dream
alive?
training partner, dead or alive?
Dream training partner, dead or alive? I think alive is probably better.
Yeah. Okay.
Dead training partner is probably not that useful. Now, a dream training partner, dead or alive? I'm gonna say Scotty T.
Scott. Wait.
Scotty T.
The Danish Scott.
Yeah, Danish Scott. Yeah.
Oh damn, he was here in Stellenbosch training in January, so I got to know him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah. He's a funny guy. Yeah.
He'll be in Nice if you
Is
train
he
with
coming?
Sam. Yeah, he's one of Sam's 2 training partners.
Yeah.
Nice, good. And you, Milan?
Me.
Oh, not you. I don't know.
Probably like Charlotte, no, or something like
My
that.
favorite training partner to
Yeah.
date.
You like running with your sisters and stuff?
Yeah, I like running with someone that's just super chill. I like training with Shah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
It's a
That was
bit-
hard.
Yeah. Boys?
Ash?
Oh no,
Um,
Ash. To be fair, Ash and I train good together as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Strength training, yes or no?
Strength training, myth, or is it actually useful?
Well, yeah, love it or
I
fake
think
it.
it's useful.
Yeah, I'm still toying with it a bit. It's useful if it's not detrimental to your training, which is difficult, I guess.
Yeah. I find it so hard. I get so stiff. Next one, boys.
This one's stupid, I reckon.
Don't
Yeah.
ask it then.
I won't ask it.
Can you hear them at all or no?
No, nothing.
What?
That's actually
That's-
wild.
Yeah.
Oh, we've
Can you
dropped the
tell them
ball
that?
and off.
Can you tell them that we're really enjoying it?
Yeah, we're
They
totally contributing. Like,
They're saying that they're really enjoying it and they really sad that you can't hear them.
Right, and one more thing as well.
It's weird.
Could they
They ask them?
hear us or see us at all for the entire episode, or have we just been fucked?
They ask, have you not been able to see them the entire episode, or is it just the
No,
It's
just
just the
like
last
10 minutes, probably. Just the last 10 minutes.
Oh. Oh well. Oh wait. Do you see them now?
Recording stopped, it said now.
Oh my days.
do not do this to us, please.
We've
Yeah,
had a
it
pretty
has
good.
stopped. It has stopped.
But we can't
Luckily
see
I
it still.
can cut this out. Is it recording or
Okay.
not?
No, it's not recording.
I reckon we just go on with it. It's been a good episode.
It's been recording on our side.
They're not
It's
there.
still
Sad.
Okay.
Well,
It's not recording right now, just so you know.
Oh shit.
I reckon just
I
go
think
on with it.
no,
Jamie.
it's
You need to
recording
do it,
on my
no?
end.
It's recording my end as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, well it's been an hour. We're gonna let you go. I still got a ride. Do you guys have any training left for today?
I'm
yeah.
gonna watch Wimbledon final, which has already started, and you're
I'm
gonna go swim,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do a little bit of foot strength.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the
Okay.
plan. How long?
Well,
how
I
long's
will
your ride?
be 4.5 hours.
That's cap, mate. You don't
You
ride
do
for
that.
longer than an
No,
hour,
bro, I
bro.
don't ride that
You
far.
don't ride for longer than an hour, bro.
No, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours.
Okay, on the turbo or outside?
Yeah, it's winter here. I mean, winter for us is like 15 degrees, but I still also there's people that kill me if I go out on the road, like they stick me, so I just stay inside.
No.
But I'll be in contact with you, mate. We're definitely gonna come train with you. So
Cool.
but yeah, thanks so much for the chat. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to not be the only one talking for a change because these guys are quite silent.
Nah, cheers, mate. It was good, and yeah, keep in touch for training and stuff. Let me know.
Yeah, thanks so much. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers,
Okay,
guys.
bye.
Ciao.
Bye. How do we end this?
I'll let
End the recording, bro.